United Nations General Assembly is currently underway right here in New York City, set to wrap up on Monday. One of the primary points of contention is the ongoing unrest in Eastern Europe stemming from Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
And caught in the middle between the two hemispheres, east and west, is Serbia, a landlocked country in southeastern Europe with an estimated population of around 6.7 million people.
And here to discuss Serbia's role in a rapidly shifting world order is the president of Serbia, Aleksander Vucic. President, thank you so much for being with us here on American Agenda. I know it has been a very busy week for you.
Thank you for having
but
me.
I want to dive right in because as part of your UN meetings, we see that you had a bilateral meeting with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and the State Department said it was to discuss strategic dialogue. Can you share a bit of what came out of that important meeting?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say, apart from many thanks to you for hosting me here, I wanted to say for your viewers in United States of America that Serbia is a country where the President of the United States has the biggest popularity in an entire world. It's about 70+%. If you can name another country with that level of popularity, just let me know.
Cannot do that.
I'll tell you why I'm saying this. I'm saying this not to flatter president or because we cannot agree absolutely on everything that he says, but just to depict an overall atmosphere in our country and to understand why, let's say, Charlie Kirk became a legendary person after he was assassinated, but we'll discuss it later on. Starting with our meeting with Marco Rubio, it was a very good meeting, very happy about it, and we both announced comments of our strategic dialogue, which will be very important, of an utmost significance for my country. I cannot say that for the United States of America, but for Serbia, no doubt. And it means that we'll discuss all necessary issues, economic issues, energy issues. We would like to see more of US investors in all these sectors in our country, and we have already started working with them. Now I can say that there are projects in Serbia in which US companies are involved, and approximately the value of those projects is around 10 billion, which is not a small amount of money when you did say to your viewers what is the size of Serbia. And of course, political issues, which is not going to be easy for us, but we believe that it's very important for Serbia, and will be very dedicated, very devoted to continue so and to make bigger progress in the future.
Mr. President, let's talk about the war in Ukraine. You have joined the United States in condemning that war. Strategically, you're close to Ukraine, you're close to Russia. Do you see any scenario where President Putin might give up some kind of compromise to end the war, come to the table?
I would say differently and would make a bit different approach. I was very happy after a meeting that was organized by President Trump in Alaska. And I thought that we were much closer to the end of the war. And I still think that we are a bit closer, at least. But what I saw after that, it was a big media persecution against President Trump here, coming from so-called liberal left medias.
That's right.
And all the others. All the politicians of that orientation immediately started attacking President Trump because he looked like a weak person. No, he looked like the strongest person in the world. It's not a real strength when you foster or when you force someone to do something. No, you're really strong when you organize something nicely, gently, and when you give us peace. And that was a real intention of President Trump. Nobody wanted to understand that. I'll tell you why. Because you could have seen that during all these discussions, listening to all these speeches in General Assembly. People did not come to reach the real compromising solution. People did not come to listen to the other side. People came here just to dig in into their trenches and to say something bad about the other side and to defeat the other side. And that's why many people, many leaders in the world did not understand President Trump's role. And we were jubilant to see that. And after that, all the others did their best to spoil everything. I hope that we'll come back in order to speak about peace, not to speak about the defeat of the other side. And saying, when all the others are saying, now he's on our side, we're going to win, we'll make a big victory. No, there are no victories. Nobody's going to win. It's a lose-lose situation if we'll have a continuation of a war. And everybody has to understand that. People are dying. You know, when Trump is saying, well, there are hundreds of people that are dying on a daily basis, thousands of them dying on a weekly basis. It's true. It's true. We don't see families of those killed people. They have their wives, their parents, their kids, because nobody wants to show an emotion. Otherwise, people would have reacted differently. Because it's like we have this side, which is a good side, and we have a better side. We should be that side. The other side is saying
almost no humanity.
The opposite. Nobody wants to speak to anybody. Today, you see that an entire world is saying, you see, we all left the room, we all left that hall when Bibi Netanyahu entered the hall. And my question was just a very simple one to all of these guys. It means you didn't want to hear someone. I was listening to everybody. I was listening to all different sides because I wanted to hear them. I wanted to hear what the people which I disagree with might say. And I was listening to people with I can agree on many things.
Mr. President, I want to interrupt just because you're talking about
the
importance of speaking and communicating. Yes. And I know that this year you offered to host a meeting between President Trump and President Putin. Do you think that will happen? Where is that invitation?
I offered that for the first time. You know, there were countries that were offering their hospitality from the very first moment after the outburst of a clash in Ukraine. I did it for the first time here in the United Nations in a very official way because President Trump, Serbia is the country where President Trump is the most popular in the entire world. We have brotherly relationship, we are Slavs with Russians, Ukrainians, as you said. I think that would be the very best place, and we are well known as a very hospitable nation, as a very hospitable people. But let me tell you, let me just finish something about listening to the other side. There is a proverb in Latin language, audiatur et altera pars. You know, you have to listen to the other side. That's the first rule of democracy. In today's world, with all social networks, with all the medias, nobody wants to listen to the other side. We have our truths, and that's it. And I don't want to hear, I don't want to see the guy, I want him to die. And that's why I'm saying this. Because even after Charlie Kirk was killed in a most terrible way, and then you ask yourself, okay, why this guy was killed? And 99% of, let's say, Serbian people have never heard of him. Now, 100% of Serbian people knows everything about him. And after he died, became the most popular person in my country. Why is that so? The guy was killed because of his ideas, because of his convictions, because he believed in something. And on the other side, we saw people that were, even after his death, trying to shoot him again, saying everything the worst about him. And please just notice one thing. It's about well manners and decency. It does not exist in today's world. Even if you think all the worst things about someone, you're decent, you bow your head, the guy died, and then go on with your ideas. No, the lowest level of decency does not exist in today's world. It speaks about terribly difficult polarizations, terribly difficult divisions, And this is something that is killing most of the societies all over the world, more than visible wars between well-known actors.
And Mr. President, that's the kind of behavior you saw at the UN from leaders around the world.
Yes.
That very thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, if you see, everybody was speaking to their own audiences, everybody was speaking in accordance with the wishes of their PR structures, how to sell more likes on Instagram, on X, on some other networks, and that was all about it. No strategic approach. I myself have to respond to some people why I was meeting Bibi Netanyahu. There are thousands of issues. Apart from setting up free trade agreement between our two countries, which is very, very important for my country. But I'm telling you this because, hey, I like this guy. I want him to meet him. I dislike that guy. Why he met him? Why did you do it? You know, it's terribly difficult situation in today's world. Nobody wants to understand it, and I hope that we'll be able to overcome it in the future, and that's why we need President Trump. I was saying before he was elected in your studios that I was very much in favor of his election, not like all the others that were on the other side and now flattering him all over the world.
You meant it.
Yes.
You meant it.
You can feel it.
Yes.
You see people's feelings.
And so it's, yeah.
And it's a genuine feeling of Serbian people. Charlie Kirk got a lot of murals, a lot of banners all over Serbia. And
I can tell.
But President, exactly what you're saying, though. Charlie Kirk was all about having respectful dialogue, despite the different points, and that's exactly what you're saying.
But they hated. But the other people from the other side, they hated the fact that he was so successful.
Right.
That's right.
And so convincing, so persuasive.
Right.
That they couldn't swallow it.
Well, we hope that will change, and we appreciate your willingness to do that and to converse with people, even if their ideas may be different.
Yes.
President
Sorry
Vucic,
that I took a lot of your time.
No, not at all. Thank you so much for joining us.
And
I just hope that you were not bored.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
We were not.
Absolutely
We were
not.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you for the honesty
Thank you.
about what goes on.